Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 23rd to the 30th. We're doing the rest of the month. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. We are at the home stretch from a month. I'm sure we can all agree. There's been times where it's been warm and fuzzy. It's also been very intense. It's been complex. It's been confusing. There's possibly some secrets divulged that you heard or that you told, whether circumstantial with friends within your workplace or your lover like Mr. and Miss Smith, okay? Or like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Anyway, if you saw my last live stream, which I will leave at the end of this video, I said some things. Yeah, I said some things. And one of the things is that you probably felt a little bit revved up just to be emotionally exhausted the past 2 weeks. And that's because you learned some things are just out of your hands, forces working beyond your control, like half the planets that are retrograde, including Mercury, saying slow down, go within. And here's the thing, you can't say that to the sun. You can't say that to Mars, the god warrior, blazing through fiery Sagittarius. So nonetheless, you went within. You had no choice. You went within, you did some shadow work, you did some spiritual work, you did some breath work, you had some blasts of the past moments. You're going to have a couple more this week, by the way, because this week is all about deja vu and destiny and the divine. But you're finally going to feel some momentum, and you're going to feel that momentum right off the bat. So I hope you like Mondays, because it is a loaded day, November 24th. And actually, so here's the thing about you, Taurus. That intensity that I was talking about, you're still going to feel it. And I say that because on Monday, not only do you still feel the Sun sextile Pluto, right? Spilling over from Sunday, it's still really strong within like a degree. So a lot of focus on career and your reputation and your legacy and achievements, but you do have Mercury conjuncting Venus in Scorpio. So while you are feeling empowered and feeling that VIPs are noticing you, bosses are noticing you, etc., your mind might drift to former lovers, okay? Or they might actually literally pop back up into your life or in your DMs, maybe even something circumstantial with money, contracts, agreements, because remember, Mercury is retrograde. So you could also be reassessing or maybe even renegotiating something, a contract, a partnership, and it can be career related. This is what's going to happen Monday. Remember, Mercury is the mind, Venus is the heart. So you have to connect the two for your passion. But we are in Sagittarius season with Mars and Sagittarius in your 8th house, which is Scorpio's home. So that's why I say you're still going to feel this intensity. The 8th house happens to have that intensity in intimacy, relationships, money, wealth building, your legacy, all of that. So keep that in mind with Mercury conjunct Venus. There's something here. There is something here with your mind-heart coherence, okay? The mind means nothing without the heart. You know that, right? Your ruler is Venus. You could have some deep conversations this day, emotional conversations, even thoughts, because it's in Scorpio. It still has that detective energy. So you, Taurus, likely will still be doing some shadow work this week, cracking the case on what's got to go as part of your transformation, okay? That mind-heart coherence, that is energy in motion. So ride that wave. It's constant. It's infinite. It's just like your destiny, which you are going to feel this day because you're getting a friendly visit from Mars, who's going to bend the nodes of fate. Now, that's the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. He's going to square them. All right. So there's a little bit of a squeeze here. And a lot of it has to do with your sense of freedom and your ideals that may be tested this day. Relationships, money, it may be tested. even health matters. If you saw your annual forecast, right, for 2025, I said that this is the axis, right? The nodal axis. It's all about health. That's emotional health, mental health, physical health, all of it, all of it. Mars is full throttle. Long hair don't care, right? So this square, the bending of the nodes, it can be a little bit of burnout energy, especially in your 8th house, because you will be going deep. You're going to want answers. It's in Sagittarius, which is all about seeking answers, all about the truth, all about expanding your horizons. So just please be mindful and be flexible. Be willing to adapt. It's a lot of mutable energy. You can work with this. And the good news is, really good timing, right? Really good timing. Taurus, stop it. You crack me up. Here's the good news. You've got Mars in a very philosophical, very walkabout, very vision quest, wisdom, adventure seeking sign. Okay. He's basically at Burning Man when he's in Sagittarius. He's high on life purpose. There's something destined for you here. Okay. There's something here destined to open your mind. That's what's happening here. Mars and Sagittarius squaring the node. Something you were meant to see, something you were meant to experience, okay? Something that is eye-opening, and something that, again, has to do with this big transformation you're about to go through. It's on the nodes, yeah? And listen, it's squaring the nodes, so maybe it might be the hard way. It's Mars. He's assertive. He's driven. Can be combative. I mean, he is the god of war, okay? Mars in a man bun, right? At Burning Man in a square that's asking you to see the big picture, especially with your future. Remember, the North Node in Pisces is your 11th. It could also be with your friendships, groups you belong to. There could also be something here with letting something go in terms of what brings you joy and pleasure, what doesn't anymore. This is for you to decide, or Mars will decide for you, okay? And that Virgo energy, the South Node in Virgo, remember, that can also be letting go of a habit, a pattern, a way of thinking, old way of thinking, letting that go for this new belief system. It could be letting go of self-criticism, that perfectionist energy, all right? So speaking of perfectionist energy, the irony is pay attention to the details this day, the conversations that you have, maybe even arguments. It's Mars in a man bun, right? Actions you choose to take. You have the power to choose. And as you know, actions have consequences. Remember, you are on a karmic journey. You're creating your reality. So if this is a fated moment, you have to be awake. You have to be self-aware to see those little winks from the universe, to not only understand what's destined here for you, but to accept it too. It's part of your evolution. And remember, what you seek is seeking you. Thank you, Rumi. Same day, Jupiter squares Chiron and Eris, 24 degrees to the minute. It's perfected. Now, this can bring salt to your wounds again. Okay, here's your deja vu. And I say that because Jupiter was at this degree in the second half of October when he was direct. Remember, he went retrograde November 11th. So he moves slow, right? He's going back over that degree, that 24 degree point, meaning he's kicking up old wounds, asking, are you prepared to face those wounds again? Now, here's the thing. Two things for you. You've got Chiron and Eris, who is Mars's sister, the goddess warrior. You know your mythology. She threw the bottle of wine at the wedding to stir things up. Anyway, here's the thing. This is your 12th house. Aries rules your 12th house. So when we talk about wounds, we're talking about the subconscious. We're talking about going really deep. Even things that may have impacted you all the way back to your childhood. This goes really, really deep. The 12th house, the lower expression, is also self-sabotage. It is hidden enemies. It's not facing your fears. It's isolation. All of that, okay? But you have to remember Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, bringing this high degree of protection. And a lot of it's going to be of the mind as well. And the way that you communicate. Remember, it rules your third house. It's also self-belief here. It's Jupiter. And in ancient astrology, Jupiter was the healer. So you do have a shield when it comes to matters of confidence and healing and leadership. All right here. All right. Spirituality. That's the 12th house. Now, cross watchers, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for Kevin Bacon, whoever, you do you. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are going to feel Mars and the nodes the most. If you have planets 13 to 15 degrees in any of those signs, you're really, really going to feel it. But you see everything that's happening this day. All the modalities are activated. Everybody's going to feel this day strongly. All right? And one more thing. The moon will be in Capricorn. So, opposite Jupiter and square Chiron. That's a lot of cardinal energy. There's something asking, there's just this day, all these squares and oppositions with the moon really asking you and everybody, to be honest, tap into your inner leader. Yeah, the moon in Capricorn is very, very no nonsense, and we'll talk about it more in the second spread, but it's definitely something not only fated but also like sobering this day. But it does bring a little bit of groundedness. There's not a lot of earth activity other than Uranus in your sign, but we know that Uranus in your sign can be a little unstable. All right, Uranus does not like being there. Tuesday, November 25th. Oh yeah, we got the moon conjunct Pluto. We'll talk about that because it's sextile Ceres in Aries and the sun in Sagittarius. So you have a mini grand trine, which is very exciting. A lot of career stuff for you, to be honest, and love and relationships. We'll talk about that in the second spread. Wednesday, November 26th. Here's the day that you've been waiting for, Taurus. You got Venus trine Jupiter and trine Saturn. And as you know, Jupiter is trine Saturn. Therefore, you've got another grand water trine. Here is your 400th grand water trine this past month. Now, I'm just joking. It's 402. But you, listen, this is different. You've got the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, in this grand water trine, the perfect golden triangle with Saturn and Pisces and Jupiter and Cancer. And like, to be honest, this is, I think, the fourth one since late October. You've had all the inner planets, the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Mars, auspiciously aligned with Jupiter and Saturn, having this enormous impact on three areas of your life. And so now you've got your ruling planet Venus, who's going to continue that. You're going to see more activity in partnerships, relationships, contracts, your future aspirations and dreams, and your social network and people that you connect with, and social media, especially for you. It hits your third and your 11th, launching new things, signing things. You are signing something. If you haven't signed something yet, Taurus, you're signing something. You have your 7th house activated, your 3rd house activated, and your 8th house activated. You are signing something, all for the long term. Okay. Now, and this grand water trine, honestly, really has a strong emphasis on connections and your commitments and creative endeavors. All right. But just remember, Venus does have that edge. And Scorpio, she's determined. She's got fangs. And anyway, 50 shades of Venus in Scorpio. But she's happy because she's in this lovely three-way planetary aspect with Saturn, who is building something long-lasting, and Jupiter, who brings optimism, and he increases your luck and good fortune, especially with relationships, finances, creativity. But you're launching something too. Jupiter in Cancer brings out blessings and things that you're curious about, and selling goods and getting LLCs and things like that. You're a lot of family energy that you're still experiencing. But anyway, you just had the Sun and Mercury activate these areas last week, and they were in those grand water trines as well. So they kind of like kept it warm for Venus. So you're going to find these themes that I just said surface, continue to resurface and continue. But now it's Venus, so you're feeling very social, and there's this hedonistic energy here, knowing that your passions, what you've invested your time and energy into, has this potential to expand for the long term. And some of y'all are going to feel it instantly, but some of y'all, it's going to be this slow drip that's building up, like you feel it. It's in water signs. So very emotionally moving. Now, cross watchers, it will be the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, who feel it the most. And if you have any planets 24 to 26 degrees in any of those signs, well, lucky you. Lucky you, okay? Those planets are going to be aspected. Now, Thursday, November 27th, gobble, gobble. This is a very heartfelt, nostalgic Thanksgiving, okay? Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. This is the day that Saturn goes direct. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. You're going to love this, Taurus. You're going to feel this rushing emotional flow from the grand water trine, but it's also waking Saturn up. And now that he's direct, okay, he's turning to you like you're like that one grandpa that never smiles. And he says, Jennifer, whatever you want, I got your back. Okay. And now that he's direct, now that he's awake, Saturn, the authority, who's Chronos, Father Time, he's gonna have an espresso, the Italian kind, and he's gonna make things happen for you. And you are gonna love this because Saturn is in Pisces with a North Node in your 11th house of your future hopes and dreams, and the connections that you have, groups, organizations that you belong to, your social network, your support system, benefactors, allies. Yeah. This is absolutely amazing. And at this point, Taurus, we are T-minus 90 days until the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, February 20th of next year. 90 days. 90 days. So that is when, that's the great reset, the 0 degree Aries point, never experienced in modern human history. Oh, you've seen your life moving, changing. Big time. Okay. And so just prepare. Your life is about to change really strongly. And I'll leave that video at the end of this video, what you, Taurus, can expect for the next 2 years of your life, especially with that Saturn Neptune conjunction. But Saturn expects you to change, to be a completely new person by the time we get there. Okay. As in, you can no longer visit him wearing short shorts. He wants you to wear overalls, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Out with the old, in with the new. He just wants you to be that person that he saw over the summer when Saturn was in Aries, okay? Conjuncting Neptune. So this is going to be really nice for you. All this momentum. Saturn does make you work hard. Remember that. Wax on, wax off for your long-term goals and gains. But he's connecting with Jupiter and Venus, two optimistic planets. He's no longer retrograde. You're going to spend time thinking about your future, about structure for your future, setting boundaries. You're going to feel devoted and disciplined. You're going to be working with his rules again. And to be honest, you may have felt a little bit lost while he was retrograde, because he builds bridges for you. And even though he is austere and old and wears, glasses from the 1800s, he's karma, he's life lessons. You want to make him happy because with Neptune, he has the power to turn your dreams into reality. And especially the fact that he's in your 11th house of your of your future dreams. So remember, he's been here since March 2023. You've gone through a lot since then. You've seen your entire life flip since then. Yeah, you have, because remember, we were on your axis, all the eclipses, the nodes, they were in your sign and Scorpio. You went through a lot. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And then everything started changing. Okay? And so he's here. He's awake with the North Node. So he's going to make things happen. And this is a very big spiritual awakening for you as well. Okay? He natively rules your ninth. And soon, again, he's going to be in Aries. So he's going to be in your 12. Even more spiritual. So Friday, November 28th. That's when. Yeah, that's not on the whiteboard. We're going to talk about in the second spread. You've got some stuff happening. You've got the moon in Pisces conjuncting the North Node in Pisces. This is very spiritual. It's very dreamy. It's a little nebulous, but it's on the lunar node, right? Of fate in Pisces. So again, very fated activations this week. And this is Pisces energy. It's what Jung would call the collective unconscious. We know that, right? You got the moon, emotions, memory, instincts, all of that, feelings, right? There is something here. There's a deep emotional summoning that's on its own frequency in your 11th house. We'll talk about the second spread. Saturday, November 29th, you got Mercury going direct in Scorpio. Here's their momentum. Here's their forward motion. You've got Mercury going direct, Saturn going direct. They're no longer making you bump into walls or making you walk in circles. And like I said last week, by the way, a lot of themes from October are going to resurface. Especially think about October 20th, the days surrounding that. What happened for you? What happened for you? Because that's actually when Mars conjuncted Mercury in Scorpio too. You're really going to feel this day, okay? Especially with partnerships, relationships, contracts. What happened around that time? Mars and Mercury carried that energy for a few weeks. And when I say you're really going to feel this day is because the moon will be in Aries. You're going to feel fired up, okay? You're going to break out the glow sticks. I mean, this is one of those days. And you're also going to feel a little bit like, because you got Venus, your ruler, opposite Uranus in your sign at 29 degrees, that critical degree, that energetic degree. This is very interesting because you have all this North Node and Pisces activations. You have the moon in Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign. There's this sense of ending with Pisces, right? You've got the 29 degree point where it's like a celebration. It's like, okay, something's ending, right? This is Venus, by the way, who's going to leave you a parting gift because she'll be moving into Sagittarius the next day. And it's going to be an unexpected gift, okay? She's going to be opposite Uranus in your sign, Taurus. And remember what I said, Taurus, Scorpio, y'all. The rule finances. There may be something here with money. You throw in Venus, the planet of love and money. There may be something here with money. You throw in Venus, the planet of love and money. There may be something here with money and love. So anyway, just now, it's an opposition. There may be a little bit of a shakeup. All right. Venus, remember, is in Scorpio. So she's wearing her leather jacket. That's how she is. She's a little edgy, but this day a little naughty. She's wearing an eye patch too. It doesn't matter. She's doing her. So expect maybe the unexpected when it comes to, wait for it, love and money. And shared resources and your values and contracts and partnerships. This is going to be a day. There are fixed signs, you know that. You and Scorpio, right? So, don't resist change, okay? But be the change. And that's what I would say. You can use these aspects. So do something different this day. Do something spontaneous, right? Go walk down the street with your partner with birds on your head. Whatever. Do you, but do something just different, eccentric. That's what Uranus loves. He's lightning. He's a sky god. But please be flexible too, because there's something around this day that just needs a little bit of breathing room. And to be honest, there may be something within you where you have this spark of this just moment of clarity, this awakening regarding money or love as well. Now, fixed signs, that would be you, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You're going to feel this the most. If you have any planets 27 to 29 degrees and any of those signs, like I do, you're going to feel it the most. Now, what's not on the whiteboard is that Venus is also going to trine Neptune in Pisces, and I absolutely love this. Music is key here. It's Venus and Neptune. They both rule music, little sister, big sister, right? And the arts. And this aspect is just very dreamy, and it's visionary. It's romantic. It's inspiring. It's very Enya. There's something here. Again, partnerships, relationships, friendships even as well. But there's something here that just feels really poetic. There's so much compassion that you're going to feel in relationships, or this desire for relationships, creative projects as well. I absolutely love this for you. Okay. Something within you as well. There's just something magical about this aspect. So it really softens the Venus-Uranus opposition because it's creativity, right? So there could be this creative problem solving, this creative breakthrough. But there is something nostalgic here that I really like. And just please play music. It really is all about music. I talk about hemisync, binaural beats, flow state. All right. It's Neptune as well. Visualize, vision boards. Do a vision board. Your creativity is going to be off the charts. And lastly, one last thing that's not on the whiteboard is, you've got Mars conjuncting Juno on this day. So when I talk about relationships and love and marriage and business partners, any type of personal relationships, contracts and agreements, there's something here. There's something here. Okay. So, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that more in the second spread, but Juno is Jupiter's wife, and Juno, Hera in Greek. Okay. She's all about the greater good, justice, equality in relationships and partnerships and agreements. But it's like Robin Hood energy, to be honest. There may be something here with the courts and law and legal matters too, but something liberating. It's really nice. She is Libra's asteroid, so partnerships, contracts, it's really amplified with the fact that you do have Mars and Sagittarius. Something here with love and money. Okay. Let's get started. Or inheritance too. Inheritance, investments, loans, like loans and taxes and whatnot. Let's get started. Oh. Let's get started. Well, let's get started, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you for the rest of November. Now we're talking. Look at you and all your little jumpers. You see what's happening here. What did I say, right? What did I say? With Mars on the karmic nodes of fate. Wow. Taurus. Oh my. Mm-hmm. Do you see what's happening? You got these two cards. I want to tell you, listen, there's going to be some not seeing eye to eye with Mars squaring the nodes, but it was meant to happen for something, this pivot that's in your favor. And sometimes you just don't know the destination that you're going or the destination you'll be taken to. But either way, That's testing your faith, right? And you've got to have your faith tested to know who you are. I do a traditional cult across spread. It offers the best overview. I need a new line, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. You already got two. You got two bonus clarifiers. Taurus, you know I love y'all. What are y'all doing this weekend? I don't know. I'm trying to be social. Where am I putting this? Okay, I'll just put this here. Let's get started. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be a week. I mean, let's talk. Let's talk. Taurus, you got that Queen of Swords. Mm-hmm. Remember when I talked about there may be something with contracts and legal matters and the law and justice? Well, I mean, you do have the Queen of Swords. There may be something there, okay? And as you move into this week, there may be something here with you having to make a decision. It may not be easy for you to, but you have to leave your heart at the door. Leave your emotions at the door. And I say that because it's the Queen of Swords, right? Do you see any water in this card? No. And the reason why is because she leads with her head, right? She leads with her head. It's so she can make sound judgments, okay? That's not emotionally tied, all right? And so that's what you might have to do or what you're going to do moving into this week. There also feels like some mediation here that may be a factor, and it might be something that you're in, or it might be you being the mediator in a situation that's part of your life purpose. But either way, just have your head above the clouds as you move into this week with that Queen of Swords energy, especially regarding relationships. You have the Four Cups. Oh, in the heart of your spread. I don't know the last time you had the Four Cups in the heart of your spread. But here's the thing. Whatever happens here, and this is why it may be circumstantial, it may be a conversation. Remember, there's some deep, intense conversations that you may have beginning of the week when you have Mars squaring the nodes too. There may be something that you didn't like from that. And the other thing is, it may be something that you had to do that you weren't happy with, or something that happened here that made you feel like it wasn't enough, and something here that also made you feel like, now I feel a little bit bored. Remember, Mars is on the South Node in your 5th house of joy and pleasure, and so there's something that's being tweaked, right? They're adjusted. But the Four of Cups, he's just not. Look at him. He's. You've got the Hand of Spirit that only appears in the aces other than this card. That's how significant this card is. And it's at eye level. He can't miss it. There's no illusion here. Yet he's crossing off his heart. And he's just like, eh. So it's all about raising your gratitude and raising your frequency and opening yourself up to love and knowing that you do have 3 cups. You have other cups. And so remember what I said about seeing the big picture from the get-go. There's something here where it's all about seeing the big picture for yourself, broadening your horizons. What did I say from the very beginning? There's something that was fated for you to experience or see that you needed to see. Okay? Burning Man. Anyway, High Priestess, in your challenge area, there is something, it's almost like you're a little confused. There's still something you're not seeing. All right? Take that time for yourself. The High Priestess is all about the subconscious. Remember, you're going to have so many activations. You've got Jupiter squaring Chiron and Eris in Aries in your 12th house of the subconscious. You have the moon conjuncting the North Node in Pisces. Pisces rules the 12th house. Yeah. You've got a mini grand trine with Ceres, who's, mother earth, mama bear, protective energy, nourishment. Do you feel nourished? Right. That's all happening this week. And so I want you to just be mindful of that. Remember, I said the lower expression of the 12th house. Okay. One of the things is isolation, removing yourself from people. When everything here is telling you, no, connect with other people, build bridges, open doors, mingle, everything in your 11th house. Do it. Anyway, the other thing is there may be something, it's all about you. All right. This is all about you. But what I was going to say is with the high priestess in your challenge area, there just may be someone in your life who there's a disconnect, and you need to spend time thinking about your relationship with that person, and you need to go deep. You need to take that time. Don't be afraid about going deep. You've got Mars in your 8th, and that can be strong. The 8th house has a lot of depth to it. And you still have Venus, your ruler, in your opposite sign of Scorpio, right? Which is all about depth. The 8th house is Scorpio's home. So don't be afraid to go deep. You have that 9 of Pentacles in your crown. What I say, this is all about freedom and your freedom. Everything that's happening. Mars conjuncting Juno, but just the fact that Mars is in Sagittarius, there's something freeing here. You got Pluto activated. You have the moon conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius activated. You have Uranus in your sign. Uranus is all about freedom, going to be opposite Venus. So there is this sense of like feeling liberated, feeling free. This is really nice. Okay. There's something here where it's like there's a sense of independence. I don't have to rely on anybody. I worked hard to get where I'm at. It's really special. And also, you've got, let me see. Yeah. Okay. So you also have, some of y'all may be thinking of retiring this week. Or that's the dream, right? Let's move in that direction. Do it. You create your reality. Okay. Just open yourself up. All right. Open yourself up. You got the Ace of Wands in the Redeer spread. So remember, I talked about those undercurrents. That's what this feels like. There's something new that's being born. Remember, you just went through the whole season of death and rebirth, right? And so the fact that you have Mars in your 8th house of death and rebirth and the sun, and, by the end of this week, Venus, there is still a lot of that to be had. And when I say that, it's, caterpillar to butterfly. It's your transformation. But there is something brewing here. And there is something, it's just this invigorating spirit, especially with the Ace of Wands and the Redeer spread. And so there could be something rooting up in your life that could be very career related, this like very profession related, but it's just action. There's something here activating. And it does feel like it just maybe you're going to have a moment. And like I said, this is it just eerily like those two cards mirror your spread here in a way, because you do see you have judgment in your future, which is having this huge spiritual awakening, having this moment, this aha moment, having like hearing the sound of the trumpet. You have an archangel in your future saying, I got you, you're protected, I'm helping you heal, but you have to want it and you have to do it within as well. And that is your awakening. And that's part of a lot that's happening this week. All right. Especially when we get to the end of the week when you have Uranus opposite your sign or Venus in Scorpio. Yep. Judgment attributed to Pluto. So Pluto is transformation. This is still a very transformative week for you. You see that, yeah? But it's saying that you're gonna have to go through something, and it may be not in the way that you prefer, but in the end, you have that awakening. You have this moment of freeness, freedom. And Sagittarius energy, as I said, is all about the big picture. It's all about your life purpose. Look at the dead. They've arisen. They're seeking this meaningful life experience. They get this second chance. And so there is something powerful here, but it's a journey, and it starts with you opening yourself up. Okay. And self-love too. It's cups. It's love, and it's emotions, it's feelings, it's intuition as well. Trust your intuition, especially with High Priestess in your challenge area. She's all about intuition. She invented intuition. Let's look at your stuff. Taurus, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. I want to know. This is going to be the rest of the year is so transformative for you. Very much so. But in a good way. But again, like I said, you've got to be the change. You got Uranus in your sign. Uranus is all about change too. All right, let's see what's okay. All right, sure. Yeah, you went there. Good for you. This is all you got to do, okay? You got the Ace of Swords. You got 2 aces. Come on. For a weekly reading where there's no new moon, there's no full moon, there's not. No. You actually, remember, you had that full moon in your sign the beginning of the month. You're still going. There's like a whole new you, right? Ace of Swords. There's not only this like spiritual awakening, this spiritual breakthrough, but also this mental breakthrough, right? Just, I see what I had to see. But also, look at that. The Queen of Swords with the Ace of Swords, right? There's this sense of this journey. It's all about seeking this true perception and being honest with yourself. But this is victory. You see the crown. You see the laurel wreath. This is also like makeup energy. Forgive and forget. That type of energy. But there is something here about this brilliant idea or these brilliant thoughts or this breakthrough clarity that's very powerful. That have it. It's something you need to have. Remember what I talked about, the mind-heart coherence, right? Mind-heart. Okay? Strength. In your external factors area. I really like that. I love that for you. More power to you. More empowerment to you. Okay? This is really nice because it feels like there's someone on your side, and it feels like I'm getting like a cheerleader energy. I'm getting family too, like within your family that maybe there may be something there. Brother, sister, sibling, aunt, uncle, cousin, parent, children, whatever it is, it's really, really, really special. Because even with Saturn waking up, remember, he's got your back, right? But it feels like there's someone here that does too. And then it's also like a little bit of you, like really tapping into, remember, you're meant to go deep. And that lion, it really is like just, she's taming the lion. It really is synergetic here. It's synergy. It's those parts of you that you can keep. There's wild parts of you that you can keep, there's like a little bit of self-restraint, that strength, right? That control, that self-restraint that, if you, for instance, let's say you know what, let me just skip that analogy. You're going to be fine. I'm looking at it. It's like, it's really late. You're going to be fine. Okay. All this is saying is that when you believe in yourself, when you have that inner courage, you know that anything's possible. You know you can create your reality. In fact, it was only one of two people who have the symbol infinity over her head. It's like she's aware of infinite possibilities that exist because she has that heart, okay? And I say that because if you think about, what did I say this card is? It's courage, right? If you think about the etymological root, trace it back, courage, heart, K-O-R, cor, that in Latin, okay? Corazon, right? Right here. That courage comes from heart. So he's crossing off his heart. There's someone that's going to help you because, again, there feels like a little bit of withdrawal here. Queen of Cups. All right. That's great. That she's all heart. If the Queen of Swords leads with her head, she leads with her heart. You have a lot of like mind heart energy here. All right. Like it's that coherence. That's really great. The Queen of Cups is like the Princess Diana of tarot. So much love to give, so much empathy and compassion and kindness. And it's because she has this emotional intelligence. She knows how to work it, right? Her emotions and her feelings. She's also very intuitive. And so this is really great because it's just saying that you just want to get back to that. And then you have that Page of Swords, which is really great. Based on your final outcome, that fresh new energy, new way of seeing things, new way of thinking. And that's what you're meant to do with a week like this, okay? With the Mars and Sagittarius in your 8th. But yeah, I mean, being in Sagittarius season, you have the sun there as well. So it's really great. It feels like, yeah, there's a journey here. You're meant to go through some journey that will bring you to this brink of, oh, I see everything. I feel like Mars at Burning Man. And then speaking of, you got the Page of Swords. He's got this great man bun. And he's so enthusiastic, right? That's that Sagittarius energy. He's ready to wield this sword. You got a lot of swords. You got these, well, for the courts, okay? So, yeah, use that sword. It's all about being honest with yourself, okay? At that, like the nitty gritty of it. I don't know why I said that. Who says that? Nitty gritty of it. Anyway, my computer screen just set. Mercury's still retrograde as I film this. It just shut off, so I'm trying to turn it back on. It's not working. There we go. Okay. And then, yeah, great. There you go. It just looks like there may be something you will experience this week that changes your life. It's putting you on this path. And again, it's just very spiritual. It's very karmic with a Wheel of Fortune with judgment in your future. And then just flipping out saying, hey, we got you. We're putting you on this path. And you may not even know which way. You don't know where we're going to put you, but you have that self-belief. You know that everything's going to work in your favor. And it is attributed to Jupiter. And you do have this death and rebirth moment, not only astrologically, but here too. Even the Wheel of Fortune, card 10, 1, right? New beginning, 2 aces. Wow. It's a lot of new things happening for you this week. Let me just see. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to look at this. Let's clarify that 4 cups. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So when I talk about relationships and partnerships, and that may be a thing. Okay? There is intensity here with the lovers. It's not like the 2 of cups. This is deep. It's deep. But there may be something here. Okay? Are you satisfied? Is what it's saying. Remember what I said in the way began. Like I said, you have the power to choose. The same thing with the lovers. You got 2 archangels. You're good. You're actually really, really good. But there is something that you have to see this week. Anyway, Taurus, thanks so much. Next week, yeah, we'll do December. We'll talk about the fact that you've got something really big happening. You've got a couple of big things happening. Anyway, we'll talk about it next week. Taurus, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all that stuff. But tell me what is happening. This is a big week for you. One of those suspiciously like, whoa. Oh yeah, and the second spread, yes. A lot of lunations and asteroids they've come out to play, the planetoids. And remember, this is just the planet. This is the other half of your forecast. Tier 3 members, do you know where to find the link? Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. And yep, that's great. I'll see you there. We'll see. We have a lot of fun. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna stop talking. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.